Have you ever apologized, even though deep down you knew you did nothing wrong? Or walked away from a conversation thinking, wait, how did this suddenly become my fault? If that's ever happened to you, there's a chance you weren't just arguing, you were being psychologically manipulated. And the scary part is, most manipulation doesn't look like manipulation. It looks like concern. It looks like love. It looks like someone who just wants the best for you. But behind the scenes, certain people use subtle psychological tricks to control how you think, feel, and behave. Today, we're breaking down 7 manipulation tactics people secretly use every day, so once you see them, you'll never miss them again. 1. Gaslighting. One of the most powerful psychological tricks is called gaslighting. Gaslighting happens when someone makes you question your own memory or perception of reality. Imagine this. You clearly remember someone saying something hurtful. So later, you bring it up. But instead of apologizing, they respond with, "I never said that. You're imagining things." Or, "You always twist my words." At first, you push back. But if this happens again and again, something strange starts happening. You begin doubting yourself. You start wondering, maybe I misunderstood. And once you stop trusting your own memory, they gain control of the situation. The second manipulation tactic is love bombing, and it often happens at the very beginning of relationships. Someone suddenly gives you an overwhelming amount of attention. They text you constantly, they give endless compliments, they tell you you're the most amazing person they've ever met. Sometimes they even start talking about the future within days. At first, it feels incredible. But here's the catch. Love bombing isn't real love. It's emotional acceleration. The goal is to make you emotionally attached as quickly as possible, because once someone is deeply invested, it becomes much harder for them to walk away. Another classic manipulation tactic is playing the victim. Some people are experts at turning every situation into a story where they're the one suffering, even when they're clearly responsible for the problem. Imagine confronting someone about something they did. Instead of acknowledging it, they say things like, "I guess I'm just a terrible person then," or "Everyone always blames me." Now, suddenly, the focus shifts. Instead of addressing their behavior, you feel pressured to comfort them. And somehow, you end up apologizing, even when you did nothing wrong. 4. Guilt tripping. Guilt tripping works especially well on people who are naturally kind and empathetic. Instead of directly asking for something, manipulators create emotional pressure. They might say things like, "After everything I've done for you," or "If you really cared about me, you would do this," or "I guess I'll just do it myself." Notice something? None of these are direct demands, but they make you feel like a bad person if you say no, and that emotional pressure often pushes people to agree to things they never wanted to do. 5. The silent treatment. Sometimes manipulation doesn't come through words. Sometimes it comes through silence. The silent treatment happens when someone suddenly stops communicating with you. They ignore your messages, they avoid talking to you, they act like you don't exist. Psychologically, this can be incredibly stressful because humans are wired to fear rejection and social isolation. The silence creates anxiety, and eventually many people apologize just to make the tension disappear, even when they did nothing wrong. 6. Moving the goalposts. This manipulation tactic slowly traps people in an endless cycle of trying to prove themselves. It's called moving the goalposts. Here's how it works. Someone tells you, if you did this one thing, everything would be better. So you work hard and meet their expectation. But suddenly, the rules change. Now they say, well, that's not enough. Or, you should have done more. The target keeps moving further away. No matter what you do, it's never quite enough. And that keeps you stuck, constantly trying to earn their approval. Finally, tactics. The final tactic is called triangulation. This is when someone brings a third person into the situation to create pressure. They might say things like, "My friends agree with me," or my family think you're wrong, or even my ex never had a problem with this. Now, suddenly, it feels like you're not just arguing with one person, it feels like you're being judged by an entire group, and that pressure can make people doubt themselves and give in. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Manipulation isn't always loud. It's quiet. It hides inside guilt, confusion, and emotional pressure. But the moment you learn to recognize these patterns, they lose their power. Because manipulation only works when you don't realize it's happening. So the next time someone makes you feel constantly guilty, confused, or emotionally drained, pause for a moment and ask yourself one simple question. Is this a healthy conversation, or am I being manipulated? Because awareness is the first step to protecting your mind.